Welcome to Eat Your Backyard. Today reminds me of one of my favorite Frank Zappa songs, Moving to Montana, where he says, I'm moving to Montana soon, gonna raise me up a crop of dental floss, waxing it up, cutting it down, sell it in a little shop on the other side of town or something like that. But anyway, I'm growing a edible cactus farm in my yard, Nopale's cactus. Why? I like to eat cactus, and I think I'm gonna actually sell some too. So I'll sell some cuttings, but I have another video about that I put out there just as a feeler. I used to sell a lot of sugarcane on the internet, and that was fun and so on and so forth, but I kind of stopped doing it because other things came up. But I want to show you what I've done. It's so easy to grow pad cactus, in this case the Nopale's cactus, which has a beautiful flower. So I'll kind of walk you around my cactus experience in my yard and see what you think. Alright, so here we are. Here's the future of the cactus farm. Doesn't look like much now, but it's just basically a sandy corner of my yard that I had some weeds in and things in an old bed that I cleared out, so it's had a transition. And what I've done is decided to plant cactus along the fence. Now these pad cactus that I have here, the Nopale's, they are thornless cactus, and you can see the way to plant them really is just either jam them in the dirt like this, or lay the pad down flat and bury it, and it'll grow shoots up. But all of these I planted have their own little shoots coming up. Well, not this one, but mostly on this one has 3. Holy mackerel, look at that. Isn't that cool? They're so easy to grow. Now I have a little space here where I have to still fill them in, but here's where I use the laying them down flat technique, and you can see it's really not too difficult. You just kind of literally lay it down, take a little bit of, oh, look at that. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, look at that. Great. You just kind of bury them, and they just kind of grow. There's a little shoot coming out from each one of these pads that I just laid across the ground here, and once they get going, they are going to really grow fast. Here's one that I planted a few weeks ago, and you can see that one. It was a bigger cutting, and I just kind of buried the whole thing. That one's got a ton of them on there. Those aren't actually spikes. Those are just little, if you look at these, they're just almost like little, see here. They come off, they're just like little, I don't know what even to call them, but little covers over the little places where the thorns would be, but they really aren't thorns, they're just little hair-like things. It can be a little irritating, that's why I wear the glove, but really not a big deal. Planted them along here, and I thought up against this white fence that my neighbor put up here is going to look pretty good. So we'll see what happens, but they certainly haven't required anything other than a shallow pit to be placed in, and they grow. Here's another one, look at that. It just wants to grow. This cactus is so easy to grow. It's almost, you almost feel guilty. It should be harder. But, okay, so I still have a couple more pads. I'm going to go ahead and grab those and show you what's involved with planting them. Okay, here we go. Now these have been laying down for a little while, and you can see they already have some shoots growing out of them. Oh, here's another one. I'll take this one. And some of it's getting a little tired, but I still have a few left. Look at that. Just from laying in the sun. They've literally been cooking on the south side of my house in the sun, and they're still wanting to go. So they really almost already started to do everything they need to do. Look at that. It's been cooked by the sun, bleached out, the ends calloused up. But even so, a fresh green cactus and no roots. Right, so all you have to do, worry about not overthinking this. Dig a little ditch, place it in there, cover it up. I want to leave it so it sticks out a little bit. Yeah, so this is a little different than the other method I used, but similar enough. There it is. This one. See, this one I took off the ground, the one that had fallen underneath the cactus of mine, and I'd already grew some sprouts, so I think, but see that? It looks a little weak. I'm going to do this. Watch that. I just snapped it right off. See how that happened? Now I'm going to plant this one right next to it. Just hand dig a little little hole there. Clean it up. I did it. And I bet you this one's going to grow. I know enough about these cactus that I know when it looks like all hope is lost, it's really just the beginning of something good when it comes to these cactus. I'm going to plant that one right there, and I'll bet you anything that it's going to grow. Now look at this one. This was one that, you know, was a series of pads all together. Each one of these. I'm going to break this off. There you go. Alright. That one. I'm going to break that off and put it right here. Now I know what I'm setting myself up for, which is a lot of cactuses. Which, I'll tell you, I wouldn't do this if it was anything else than this, because I have done this before, where I plant types of cactuses that have worse spines on them. Oh look, there's a cockroach. Anyway, and it generally results in having a painful forest of cactus that you wish you hadn't ever dealt with. Alright, this one, I got two more, and these are really, really bad looking cuttings, but they're still going to do great. So I'm going to put one, let's see, right in here. Not get too fancy about it, just kind of wedge it. I could put that one sideways. Then I got this one, which I'd be surprised if there isn't something already growing out of it, but anyway, I'm going to bunch that one in right here. I'm doing all this cactus planting one hand, and it kind of illustrates the point that let's not overthink this. It's pretty easy. It really is very easy. It's just a matter of getting started. And once they're planted, you're going to have them looking like this in no time. Look at that lame cutting. It is just like mangled, and it's now got 3 pads. This one grew a pad on a pad since I planted it. Oh man. So here it is, my cactus farm. Really not too much effort, and it is completely ready to go off. Now the grass will want to grow in around it, etc. I'll actually take, when I make the bed here, extend it, and I'll put some kind of edging in, maybe stone or something, but I'll take out this grass that's here and transplant it other places. It'll look great. Now, I want to show you what a more mature one looks like. Let's walk around. Here it is. This one is a pretty old one. It was flowering like crazy, but it's not really flowering too much now. Here's what the flowers look like after they grow and fall off. It's crazy. These will actually grow too, I found. You can see the flowers once they're done. You can see some of the redness there. They just fall out and fall to the ground. Then you kind of have this thing. If anything's going to get those irritating hairs in you, it'll be this. You can see they have those little, yeah, see those hairs there? Oh, look at that. They stuck in my glove. Better than my glove than anywhere else, but they're really not a big deal at all. But look at that. Isn't that cool? I've tree formed that for years, and once you tree form it for years, you get almost this round trunk. It's really cool, and it's got a bark on it and everything. And where they meet this, when they get about this big, they start to get pretty sturdy, you know, and they almost get round, like I said, as they get bigger. Now this is old growth, so it's nice and woody, looking good, but I've tree formed this. I've trimmed it a lot and eaten off of it a lot. But as it grows into a place I don't want, I just snap it off and either eat the stuff or throw it in the yard waste. But very, very pretty. And I like having it here by the front door where it's kind of something cool to look at. And it's about due for another trimming. I got this bamboo near it, the booty belly bamboo, and I like the way that kind of complements it well, but it takes a fair amount of work to keep it separate from it, because I like to still show the tree forming of this without it being turned into a, you know, kind of this bush growing into it. So that's the Nopale's cactus. Now you see that little pad there? I threw that there because I know if I just throw it there, it's going to sprout, and I'll throw that back in the cactus vase. So anyhow, that is my tour through my new Nopale's cactus garden. And I hope you liked it. I'm going to have an interesting time watching it grow over the summer, eating it, and then maybe selling some cuttings on the internet. I don't know. Hey, if you like these kinds of videos, don't hesitate to subscribe to my YouTube channel about this stuff called Eat Your Backyard. We also have a YouTube channel called Surf All Day A1A that you might be interested in, and one called Florida Fishy Finger. So who knows, you might be interested in any of those. But if you like this one, go ahead and subscribe. We're up too close to 9,000 subscribers. I believe we'll reach that within the next month. So that's pretty exciting, and I appreciate all your support, and thanks for watching.